welcome back to the live room. Tonight here in Studio 31 with me is Wonderboom, and what a tasty treat their performance was. But up next, I'll let the band introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Martin, guitar player.
He's Jonathan Bell, the drummer.
And this is Cito, just Cito. He's the lead singer and backing guitarist, lead keys, lead recorder, and tambourine.
Yeah, thanks.
Cito, starting with you tonight, thank you very much first and foremost, you all. Multi-instrumentalist, I saw the tambourine, I saw the recorder. We didn't hear it tonight. Why not?
I'm a little bit shy about it. Because just because I have all these instruments doesn't mean.
Right, okay.
But, thank you. The songs that we selected tonight from the new album, except for Praying Mantis, which is from our last album. And we thought we'd just stick within the genre and within the wave that we're in at the moment with our new album.
And you know what the definition of a gentleman is?
Do tell us.
Someone who plays accordion but doesn't.
This is very true. This is extremely true.
Accordion.
So thank you, Cito. What a gentleman you are. Jonathan, going over to you. Give us a bit of a background on you, the band, your influences, those kind of things.
Well, I've been in the band. This is my 11th year now. And basically, I took over Wonderboom, 11 years ago. I needed a band. So I signed them all. And but yeah, no, we've had a good journey so far. We're ready for this new album. This is the second album that I'm doing with the band. I love rock. I'm quite a big fan of that sort of late 90s, early 2000s standard kind of rock towards pop rock, towards punk rock. And I think we all meet very nicely at a bit of funk, amongst other things. But I think, we all get along there.
Venn diagram. It's like the middle piece is like
The grey area.
We intersect.
Yeah.
But the funk thing is something we've always done and always leaned into a little bit at some point, verging on dance, even like 120 BPM stuff, you know? On the very first album, we had Green Fever, which was an electro track. Like in '96, there was the rock bands didn't have electro tracks on their albums. It was like, and then Charlie was a big hit for us, which was also like a weird electro track. So the funky thing, we kind of venture into that sometimes as well.
Having said that, we didn't play any funk tonight.
No,
not
you know
tonight.
what I'm saying. So
one day you'll hear us play some funk.
At a show near you.
Yeah.
I think that's weird when you do little things like tonight. After like 10 albums, you sit and you go, okay, 4 songs. Choose your favorite 4 children or whatever. But yeah, man, we've crossed a lot of genres and a lot of boundaries in a couple of decades. You know, with fearlessly, I might add. So we don't really care much for convention.
Right.
Blindly, yeah.
You spoke about the electric aspect of things. Before Wonderboom, you guys were called Eight-Legged
Groove Machine. So Cito, myself, and Wade, Wonderboom bass player, who isn't here tonight, except he's on the wall there. He looks like Sting.
Yeah.
And it's what was
we were an Eight-Legged Groove Machine.
Eight-Legged Groove Machine. So Eight-Legged Groove Machine. The 3 of us were in Eight-Legged Groove Machine. Danny, who became Wonderboom's first drummer, was in a band called Electric Petals. We put these 2 bands together, and for a short period of time, we were called the Electric Pedal Groove Machine, which is the worst fucking name in the world. But so it was for about 3 months before we became Wonderboom.
Nice. To the south of Kroonstad. That's where
Yeah,
you saw.
well done. That's the truth. Well done.
Where you saw the name.
That's
Have you guys
right.
ever gone back down to Wonderboom, the town?
The sign.
The sign, yes. But
It's not a town.
Well, it is.
It
but
is,
it's
but
not really,
the sign is as
Sign
far
is
as
the
it's
thing, you know,
gotten.
it's a sign.
we don't really have the time to go and explore it because if we're driving down the N1, chances are we're
running late.
We're
running
late.
late. And we got to get to the
Jonathan's
gig.
doing 180 in a hire car down the road.
Was this by chance a Kia sponsorship?
No.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Okay. So you guys have had a tremendous amount of hits throughout the years. You are one of the big 5 of South African alternative rock.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Thanks. We'll take it.
Wow. never heard that
Absolutely.
before.
We've
That's
had
quite cool.
3 of the big 5 in the studio before. Yeah, we're gonna get the
Cool.
others. Where is your sound going from the earlier day? Like Charlie had the electro in it. What I heard tonight was a pleasant surprise. What is the change or the shift in the sound, if I can be that frank?
So, well, if I'll just take the first one on that quickly, this new album and a lot of the stuff on this new album has a little bit more darker content, lyrically and musically. Some of the kind of brain stew from it came through lockdown and the whole COVID thing. So there's a little bit of a darker edge to it, maybe a little bit more of an alternative rock edge to it.
Comes from a darker place.
Comes from a darker, sadder
Thanks to
place.
XCOM.
Yeah, load shedding
XCOM, load
songs.
shedding.
See that?
But and there's a funk song on the new album as well,
So there is.
called Hip. So you
And
know,
a pretty song.
and a pretty song, yes. I mean, the Wonderboom has always been diverse with our recordings. You know, each song's different to the next. We've always had an eclectic kind of, I suppose, capturing range. Yes, thank you. Every time we release an album, and it's just the way we are. We just never really stuck to one specific genre, except for rock, obviously. So rock is the umbrella genre, and then we dabble in subgenres like funk and hip hop and
A little bit of experimentation.
rock kwaito. So with this new album, we've gone a bit dark, but it's not like we're just going down a dark tunnel.
Right.
It's like we're
Like a
embracing it
rabbit hole.
more. Yeah. So yeah, it's just us having fun, being as creative as we can be. I think with this album, we've really gone to town with just going, being as meticulous as possible, with the production and everything else, just for ourselves, just so that we can enjoy listening to it years later.
I suppose you have
Also,
to,
the vibe of songs, Cito and myself were discussing when we had the kind of like more comprehensive list of songs, or what we were going to pursue for songs on the album. And we're kind of like, well, as most Wonderboom albums, they're very eclectic sound-wise. But we said, look, as people, we have angry moments. There's an angry song. We're funny. We love to laugh. So there can be a bit of humor on the album. We're dark sometimes. We're sad. We're happy, just like any other people. So we're not shy to let that reflect in our songs.
Yeah. I was particularly moody tonight.
okay.
You may have picked that up. But once we started playing the songs, and
I can see you
lightened up.
warming up again,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
the
yeah.
sparkle came back to your eye.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fantastic.
glad you noticed that. Yeah.
So with all the different genres that come through your music, your writing process behind that, is it just like absorbing what goes around you, and taking from there, or is it more in the sense of personal experience?
Yeah, each song is a different story behind it, but it's all just inspiration, and it's not really like we're observing and going, oh, let's write a funk song, or
Yeah.
let's write an alternative song. It's just songs that are between Martin and myself. What comes through inspiration, and then when we get into the studio, doing pre-production and all of that, then we just like take them apart, try different things, change the keys, Photoshop some of the songs. We try to
Workshop them all.
workshop them. Yeah, it's more about, because I'm very sort of against doing what's been done, even though our songs aren't necessarily groundbreaking. But just for myself and just within our journey, I really want to do things a bit different, and Martin is the same. And I think that once we present it to the band, we've got a vague idea, and then the band gives it another twist as well. So they are literally like our children.
Yeah.
They come out and then it's all conditioning thereafter. You know?
And then once that's one process, then the recording, and then once those songs are released, they're not your kids anymore. Then there's a whole nother process that starts of how people digest and eat that stuff.
Yeah.
So
They adopt our kids.
everyone hears in a different way, and they hear different things in songs. We think sometimes, are we really pushing the boundaries with a song? This is a real alternative song, and someone will go, "Oh, I like the poppiness of that new track you're doing," and we're like,
Yeah.
"Wow, okay,
The
well,
classic,
the classic
Wonderboom.
old school Wonderboom," and we think we're pushing a boundary forward or whatever, you know. So everyone with any art will digest it in their own way, and I learned this from Myburgh from Battery bless his soul. He said to me, I can't stand in front of every picture that I paint when someone looks at it and explain it to them, because I'm not going to be next to them.
Yeah.
They're going to eat it and see it and digest it as they please. So I kind of adopted that from Hazer many years ago, and just try not to explain it to people too much, because they're going to make what they want from it anyway. So we can just make the best music that's true to us.
Yes.
And write the best music that's true to us. And then once it's out there, it becomes whatever it is anyway.
Like most artists that I've spoken to in the studio and on radio says that they make music for themselves. Someone out there will enjoy it. And I suppose that's up to interpretation.
I think there's very few people who are good at making songs that are for other people. There are pop writers
Absolutely.
who can do it, and they know the formula and so on. But I think for most people, you've got to write what you like, because at least you make one person happy. And I think that's sort of the underlying thing in everything that we do, is we've got to be happy when we're playing it, and with what comes out there. We can't write for other people, because we don't know, we're not them.
Exactly.
Although we have written for other people, and we do, and that, but if it's for Wonderboom specifically,
Yeah,
like it's a certain thing, it's a precious thing that's got to be done in a certain way, although there is no formula, there's a preciousness to it. So the detail and the attention to it has to be done,
Detail, that was the word I was looking for earlier.
Wow. Detail. Are you tired, Shem?
Talking about details and processes. Martin, tell us the process about dropping drunk people's babies.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. What a great question. This is okay, beautiful. Thanks for opening the door to this. So,
The long story or the short
yeah,
story?
you want the short story? Okay, so
Whichever one comes out.
many years ago, not so many years ago, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. It doesn't matter. We were at a venue in the Cape, and we were many drafts and half a bottle of tequila down, and it just after the sets and whatever, and everyone was like, yeah, it had been another gig. It wasn't Wonderboom gig, it was a duo gig or Alcantante gig or something. We were on another mission. It wasn't Wonderboom. And this guy came up to me with his freshly born baby.
Newborn baby.
And now I'm terrible.
This is at the venue?
Now I kill cactuses in my house, so you don't hand me your baby. So
After the show,
after a skinful of liquor as well, don't give me your child. So this chap proceeded to go, yeah, I have a photo with our baby, and gave it to me, and I was kind of like, oh, and I took the baby like this, and as he was about to take a photo, this baby had a moment and did one of these nah things and flicked itself out of my arms in slow mo. It was one of those no, too late, baby on its head on a wooden deck. The mother came screaming. There was chaos. Everything went slow. The music quietened down in the club. I felt awful. Not as bad as the dad felt though.
Yeah. Look, if it was your baby that Martin
Blame your husband.
How is
blame
that
your
child?
husband.
Martin,
And thanks, subscribe, like, share.
Never take your little kid to a rock and roll gig and hand it to a pissed band member.
Yeah, well, I mean, whether he's pissed or not, like Martin's never, he's got furry children, but he doesn't have any human children. So he's not really used to holding babies let alone a newborn baby. And they were trying to take a photo or something. Was that the vibe? They were going to try to take a photo, and then the baby was like, no.
Balance.
Anyway,
Oh no!
needless to say, I cried with laughter for weeks on end.
Now,
brilliant.
at the time,
Hope the
those
baby's okay.
stories are terrible, but in hindsight, they're cracking.
It's definitely
good
hilarious. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
you can ask me anything if it's true. I'll tell it.
So coming back to the new album, what's the name of the album?
Hard mode.
Hard mode.
And that'll be on all streaming platforms. Hard copies, merch, tour.
We are looking at all of the above. We're just not going to release on CD or 8-track.
Why not 8-track? That is the new cool thing, isn't it?
Well,
Like
turns
tape
out-
cassette, we go further back. 8-track.
yeah,
Once we
Lyrics
sell
available.
10,000 albums, we'll print some.
yeah.
Yeah.
8
All
tracks.
lyrics available on Morse code.
Yeah. But follow
I'm going to go
our
on a
Facebook
stretch.
is if you want to see our stuff.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram.
All the socials.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a stretch, right? If this video gets 10,000 likes, then I will contribute to a hard copy CD production.
What?
Yeah.
10,000 likes.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay,
Jeez.
we'll take it.
That's
That's
fair.
on
Thanks,
camera.
Let's
Yeah,
do
you
that.
guys
That's
heard
fair.
that, eh? And he's an attorney. Have you met my attorney?
Very sweet of you.
Cool.
That's very well. It's
Happy
okay.
days. I'm an old school kind of guy. I love CDs. I
Yeah.
buy them
I
wherever
can't,
I
I
can.
can't get rid of mine. I can't get rid
I'll
of
come
mine.
visit. I'll come visit.
I'll still,
Maybe I'll find some
I'm
Wonderboom
no,
CDs in
not
there.
that I
I'm
want
also a
to.
CD
My
guy.
heart won't
Oh,
let me
you
get
can't,
rid.
like-
I could get rid of
okay.
them like this,
They're going to
but
become collectible
for
one
£5
day.
each.
Yeah.
But
Where? Cash converters only pays like £1.
you got a cut collection, obviously.
I don't
No,
I only
man.
sell the cut collection ones. Guys, where did you record? Where did you get it produced?
Okay, so like the one of the processes we didn't discuss is the mixing stage, recording and mixing at Just Music or Atomic Studios
Right.
at Just Music. We co-produced with Matthew Fink.
Yep.
Who's
Except the drums.
yeah, the drums were recorded at Bell Studios.
Okay.
Which is his place. So
If they really want all the detail, it's
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
studios.
Yeah.
We'll
my
have
place,
links in the
Cito's
description
place,
below.
Jonathan's place,
yeah.
via Just Music.
Yeah. So, but the mixing phase, which was actually quite an intense and elaborate process, was done with Matthew Fink at Just Music at Atomic Studios. We had lots of fun, organically, digitally, working with synths, working with analog synths, working with like boxes of percussion.
Old drum machines, all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it was, we really threw the kitchen sink at just trying different things, just so we could have different textures and sounds so it's not all just guitar, you know.
Understanding that you literally threw a kitchen sink.
Well, it was actually more like a box of percussion. So instead of taking the percussion
Same,
out,
it makes a noise.
instead of taking the percussion out and like
Jonathan played threw the whole
plays-
box on the floor,
The studio has a
We mic'd up
box
the whole
full of all their
box.
percussion things.
thrown on the floor.
And I was just on the beat, dropping it on the floor.
Okay.
full of
Ching,
maracas
ching,
and tambourine
ching.
and
Because Matthew Fink is a very kindred spirit
yeah,
for us.
yeah.
We've had producers, we've had great producers, and we produced our own stuff, and we do produce our own stuff. But when we started working with Matthew just pre the whole COVID thing in end of 2019, we really felt a very kindred spirit there with him. We can mention a reference when we're mixing or when we're recording, going, "Oh, do you remember this album? Do you remember that song or that digital effect or that whatever delay on that vocal sound on this?" And he's like, yeah, I know. Like, so we see a lot eye to eye when we're talking music and production and what we want from a song and what we
Yeah.
want out of an album, which really helps that everyone's like pushing in the same direction. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
useless.
Yeah, it's nice not having a producer who isn't trying to make you sound like Nickelback.
There we go.
You know? And he's sensitive to what we have and our essence, and he just has all of the know-how and like this really incredible natural talent as well. So it's been a real pleasure working with Matthew.
And next, our experimental jazz album.
Oh yeah! Shout out to Matty Fink. Jonathan, starting with you. Final words before we start wrapping it up.
I want to know who the big five are.
Well, you'll have to wait and see for the other two. No, we've had the Narrow in studio. We've had Wonderboom now. We've had Springbok Nude Girls.
Oh, cool.
Then we could potentially lean over towards Prime Circle, and
So you haven't had them yet.
not Prime
Oh, yeah.
Circle. No, with the whole Ross leaving the
Mhm.
band, we had a bit of a delay on that
Oh,
booking.
okay.
So we'll see what happens in the future. Yeah, we'll
Cool.
bring you in. So, and then the
Big four. Go on.
that's a big four.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
who would you reckon would be the
Depends from what era.
Yeah, Francois.
It's gotta be-
Depends what
mid-
era.
mid 90s to now?
Okay, mid 90s.
Fuck. Okay.
Mid 90s.
If English, if it's English, then it's probably Polytones.
Yeah, of course. Polytone.
It's-
I mean, the biggest.
Oh right, I forgot about the Polytones.
If
Yeah.
you're talking the biggest band out of this country ever, you got to speak Antwoord.
The Antwoord.
They're the biggest band out of this country ever.
Definitely. There's not even, and with due respect, not even
That's
Cito
just-
got
that's
that
just what it
accomplishment of
is
being that big.
in popularity terms. You know, that's
Have you considered Ladysmith Black Mambazo?
Let's say the big five of people who would play at Sonnage on a
Oh,
Friday
yeah.
night. Maybe that's.
Or
We've got to be
Mixfest?
specific as well because we
Oh.
can't
Yeah,
count
yeah.
Afrikaans, we
Otherwise-
can't count any other language.
Yeah.
this. Yeah, we
Gospel,
do have
like
11
folklore.
official
Would be-
languages in this country.
That-
so-
yeah.
That's the ultimate. Sort
Yeah,
of-
I don't have 120,000 rand to bring them here.
Okay, well,
No.
I'm
let me
kidding. I'm
lend you
kidding. We
some.
don't pay anyone here. They come on free. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're not getting paid.
What?
no.
What?
Hey.
So, guys,
All right.
Cheers. Union won't have it.
Cito, from your side.
what else is there to say? But
What do you want people to know?
how much does a polar bear weigh?
Oh, that's a question, not a statement. Polar bears around about 387 kilograms.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay, or just enough to break the ice? Guys, listen to our album. Buy our 8-track vinyl. It's going to be out in vinyl.
Check us on Facebook, follow us.
Come to our
Instagram.
shows. Tell your friends. Don't be shy. We won't bite.
Check out the shirt that Cito's wearing. It's the brand new unbranded Wonderboom merchandise.
Yeah. Tell you Yoli about that. Cool. What?
Martin, from your side.
You want to play us out, Mart?
From my side, sure. Thanks for everybody loves somebody sometime. No, but thanks very much, and thanks for being interested in us still after all this time. We appreciate it, and without people there coming to gigs and interested in us, it means nothing really. Otherwise, we'd just be playing for ourselves in our bedroom. So thanks for keeping the dream alive with us. And yeah, man, just very privileged to be playing music still for a living. Thank you.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you so very much for your time tonight, traveling out to Studio 31 where we're recording. And maybe we'll do it on the next album again.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks
Fantastic.
for having us. This is a great place. I dig your vibe, and
Thanks, man.
hope hope we can do this again.
Fantastic.
France, the
Cool.
planet.
The planet.
Unfuck the world.
Yeah, baby. Just a reminder, 10,000 likes and I'll assist a hard copy release. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, keep it heavy. And remember, let metal shape you. Good night.